This is a Math 2 lesson summary video for the lesson titled Fried Freddy's. This is a Solidify Understanding task. The purpose of this task is for students to distinguish between a general probability, a conditional probability, and the addition rule. So let's start off with the probability of A or B. When you see this symbol, this is asking you to find the probability of A or B. This is a union symbol. The union of two sets contains all of the elements in set A, set B, and both A and B. To find the probability of A or B, you can use the addition rule. In the addition rule, you find the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A and B. So let's take a closer look at this and find the probability that someone represented on this two-way table is female or chose chocolate. So that's the probability of female or chocolate. So let's start by finding the probability that someone was female. So it'll be 33 out of 47. Then let's find the probability that someone chose chocolate. So that would be 29 out of 47. Now we can see when we use this probability for female and this probability for chocolate, these 23 people that were listed in female and chocolate were counted twice. We only want them to count once, so that means we need to subtract them out. So we have the 33 plus the 29, 33 plus 29, and then we have to subtract 23 to make sure that these 23 people are only represented once. And that equals 39 over 47. Let's take a look at this Venn diagram. Here in the Venn diagram, if we want female or chocolate, then we're taking this union, so we're counting everything that is now highlighted yellow. So we want these 10 plus these 23 who chose both, plus these 6 who chose chocolate and are male. So if we add 10 plus 23 plus 6, we'll get our 39 out of 47. Now let's find the probability of A and B. When you see this notation, it means to find the probability of A and B. When you see this symbol right here, it means the intersection. So the intersection of two sets contains all of the elements in both sets. So the elements have to be in both sets at the same time. Let's take a closer look at this by finding the probability that someone is female and chose chocolate. If we take a look at our Venn diagram, since one circle represents all of the female people that took this survey and another one represents everyone who chose chocolate, we can easily see that the overlap is 23. There are 23 that are female and chose chocolate. In the two-way table, we can see that 23 out of the 47, this intersection of a column and a row, is 23 over 47. The Venn diagram, it's an intersection between the two circles. So the probability that someone chose chocolate and are female is 23 over 47. The complement of an event is the outcomes that are not the event. So this notation means the probability of the complement of an event. So let's take a closer look at this and find the probability of the complement of event C, so the event of choosing chocolate. So we want to get rid of everything that had to do with chocolate. So in our Venn diagram, I'm going to block out the chocolate circle, and we're left with 18 people. In the two-way table, I'm going to block out everything that chose chocolate, and we're just left with vanilla. So we have 18 out of the 47. So the probability of the complement of choosing chocolate would be the probability for choosing vanilla, 18 out of 47. One important thing to note is that the probability of A plus the probability of the complement of A equals 1, because this would account for all possibilities. Conditional probability is the probability that one event occurs given that another event has occurred. This is the notation that will ask you to find the conditional probability, the probability of A given B. So let's take a closer look by finding the probability that given someone is female, they chose chocolate. So chocolate given female. Now that we're looking at only the people who are female, we can see that 23 of those 33 females chose chocolate. In the Venn diagram, we are only looking at this blue circle right here. We are only looking at the female circle. Of those 33 females, you'd have to add to get the 33, 23 of those are choosing chocolate. So to summarize, we have the probability of A or B, the probability of A and B, the probability of the complement of A, and the probability of A given B. All right, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.